I'm taller than you.
That is how it is meant to be.
Hi, and welcome to the Ruby Tuesday. My name is Ruben,
And I'm Kay.
and today we are reviewing an Apple TV original movie called Finch.
In a post apocalyptic Earth, a man creates a robot in order to take care of his beloved dog.
Okay, if you took Castaway, I'm Legend, Wall-E, and all those individual films where actors are acting on screen themselves, basically, where they have to carry the whole film.
Alone.
Yeah, this is kind of what you have. It's post-apocalyptic world by himself at the beginning, and then we have the robot that joins the crew.
You forgot Chappie.
I forgot Chappie. Yeah.
Yes, because in my mind, the robot is the best character in the in the film.
I agree. Yeah.
I think we always, whenever we watch films like this that are like humans versus sort of semi-sentient or eventually sentient robots, I always root for the robots.
Yeah, and it's interesting because I think you're meant to love the Tom Hanks character and the dog more than the robot in this one. Sometimes it leans the other way in films like Chappie and Short Circuit, but this film it feels like you're meant to love Tom Hanks's character more than we definitely
We didn't.
did. We definitely humanized. We had emotions, connections to the robot character, who I thought was more human than the Tom Hanks character.
I know. Which means it was incredibly well done. And, we were talking about it afterwards. We were like, was that CGI? Or was that animatronic? What was that? Because it looked so real. And the way that Tom Hanks's character interacted with it, it was so real. I mean,
It
yeah.
definitely had to be real for the most of it, because there's times when he's interacting like pulling on the wires of it, and you couldn't do that with CG because you'd have to be interacting with a tennis ball or a person, and that would
Yeah.
all have to be like a green wire. So you could, but the time it would take would be better to do it in animatronics, and
Yeah.
he felt very tangible, very real.
So real. Cinematography and all of that stuff. It's beautiful. It's well filmed. It's well put together. I think its pacing is actually pretty good. There weren't moments where I was like, oh, is it ever going to end? So it kept my attention the whole way through. The colour palette was exactly as you'd expect in a sort of post-apocalyptic world. Lots of greys, lots of sort of muted tones. Yeah, it was really lived in as a world.
Yeah, like it's very sparse and empty, but you feel like it's a realistic look or take at what would happen. And talking about the main stories, what has happened in the world, it's all to do with the flare of the sun.
Solar flare.
Which is really funny considering we've just had a massive one. It's affected most of the world. You saw the aurora borealis in places you shouldn't be seeing it. There's stuff going on in the world right now that reflection of this film makes it feel very real.
Yeah.
Like this could be a thing that would happen. And even now we're the summits that we're talking in is the big focus is on what is happening to Earth. And so this film looks at, it's not like your nuclear weapons
Yeah.
or wars.
Yeah.
This is what if Earth died and there are basically no humans left, just a few. But it does have some hope, which I'm glad it does, because those sort of films can be very bleak. It is actually a very fun film. It's not dark and depressing.
Yeah.
The interactions between Tom Hanks and this robot and the dog, the way they are learning to interact with each other, I thought was probably the best thing about the movie. Or how the robot himself grows up. Because he basically, he is a baby, toddler, teen, and he does it in stages. And I
Yeah.
thought that was very cool to see how he learns, because he's going to learn differently because he is a machine, but he is a very smart machine. And at what point does he become a real live boy?
Yeah. Yeah.
So that was very interesting. I do feel like the ending's a bit ambiguous, and some people are going to have issue with the ending. But I also see why they ended it the way
Yeah.
they did.
Yeah. What are you going to give it?
I think I'm going to give it 4 out of 5 Nicolas Cages.
Good. Yeah, I feel that too. And maybe a little bit more.
Okay.
4 and a bit.
4 and a bit.
Yeah.
Nicolas Cage is out of 5.
Yeah.
Yeah. It
It's definitely an A.
It grew on me. When I originally had the ending, I watched it a couple of days ago. I wasn't sure about the ending, but the more you think about it, the more you understand why they did it the way they did it. Also think the set pieces, what they've had to work with. It feels like a bigger budget film than it is.
Yeah.
But there isn't actually a lot else going on in the film. It's really just a contained journey in a big open world, which is a clever way to do it. We have a lot of these films that try and go big blockbuster action, even though it's like a singular person. If you think about I Am Legend, I do love I Am Legend, but I think that works because it's Will Smith and his dog, and then you have that the kind of vampire weird zombie things. And that hasn't aged as well. But this film, like Castaway, could age very well.
Yeah, it could
You
do.
could watch it over and over again because they don't rely on like CGI. It feels very tangible. It's a world and a story you're probably going to talk about in the future for quite a while, I imagine.
Yeah. I'm really hoping it's not prophetic.
Yeah. Yes, let's.
Yeah.
It probably is, though, to be fair.
Oh.
We don't know how soon, but the world does feel like it's going that way. Yeah. All right, let us know in the comments below. What is your favorite post-apocalyptic film where an actor carries the film by themselves?
Ooh.
I mean, I guess you could... Castaway's not really post-apocalyptic, but it's definitely that sort of genre film.
I like the Eli one. Is it Book of Eli?
Yeah, Book of Eli.
Yeah, that's
Great
a good one.
Denzel doing his thing. Very cool film.
Yeah.
Yeah. So chat to us in the comments below. Thanks so much for watching. But most of all, until next time, remember,
Live long and Tuesday.